Campus communication really is speaking to multiple modalities where users on campus are a blend of visitors, staff, and other users of the campus that have many forms of communication at their fingertips and at their disposal, be it mass notification via text message, via phone versus loudspeakers. But the message has to get out and has to get out immediately and effectively so people can understand it quickly. So campuses are calling for us to develop a mechanism to get the word to every person quickly and effectively so they can respond in time.
Critical communications, in my mind, is very simple. It's when one or two people have a critical piece of information that they need to share with as many people as possible, as quickly as possible, and as reliably as possible.
You have to understand what your client's needs are, and you have to understand what is the imperative for communication so that you can design the appropriate system.
So traditionally, we've been in an environment where you deploy security cameras and there's no expectation of audio. Video is agreed upon for most of the places that we operate in, but audio has been off limits. I think as we look at this, it's analogous to the way that we view privacy. So one of the things that we think of with privacy is we don't want people to eavesdrop on our communications, but yet when we need help, we expect them to not only be able to see us, but to do everything within their power to be able to understand the situation and to be able to respond.
I think it's important having a strategic plan for managing calls for service, because what's really important operationally is managing the most important mission critical tasks such as life safety. That's number one. And the tools behind it, and we have a few, has to be very reliable. The uptime has to work.
It's not just enough to tell people that there's an emergency on campus. We need to be able to communicate to them what their response needs to be in reaction to that. Otherwise, you just generate panic. And the only way to effectively do that is to leverage your critical communications structure to make sure that it's easy to understand. If voice, that means intelligibility, and that's easy to interpret. If it's over written media or social media, that those messages are carefully crafted and easily understood.
What we should be doing is helping our clients shift their paradigm of mass communication to, in fact, communication instead of broadcasting. The key to communication is sending and receiving the message properly, whereas in the past we all thought of mass notification. Well, you can't confirm receipt of a message until you can interact with that message.
The thing that I want people to walk away with the most in the breakout that I'm hosting is the understanding that it's people that we are talking about. It is flesh and blood. They make mistakes and they do heroic acts. That can happen in the span of a moment. And I want them to recognize that so they understand the value of what it is they're providing.
In the Campus of the Future, we're going to look at the design technique and end user expectations of a hospital or corporate campus or university campus and understand what are the end user expectations of that campus over the next 3 to 5 years, and there are many, and how is security and the security manufacturers adapting products and installation to meet the new expectations of the campus.
The critical communications breakout will really focus on the idea that needs drive technology and that technology and solutions don't drive the need. We found this for one of our clients where a group was deploying a certain technology to serve one purpose, and what they didn't do was really develop their stakeholder pool to understand how that solution would actually impact somebody else's business function.